The Danville Community College Office of Accessibility Services welcomes you to this demonstration video on Kurzweil 3000 for Windows version 15. In this video we will examine how to create an audiobook from a document using Kurzweil. A student can use Kurzweil 3000 to create an audiobook or audio file from any document or file. You can quickly turn all or part of your textbook or other course-related documents into a sound file to easily play back on your computer or on another device. Why create an audio file using Kurzweil? You may want to create an audio file if you would like to have a book's or other documents text read aloud using a small portable gadget, such as a phone or MP3 player, while you read along using the printed copy of the document. You can study on the go, while you are in transit to and from work or school, while you exercise, or while you eat lunch. You could play back a paper you have written to inspect it for mistakes. What do you play the audio file on exactly? You can play an audio file created by Kurzweil using an iPod, MP3 player, tablet device, phone, Daisy book reader, or basically any gadget that plays music or audio files. What type of audio files does Kurzweil produce? Kurzweil can produce the following three types of audio files: WAV audio file format, MP3 audio file format, and Daisy book reader file format. A WAV audio file, short for waveform audio file format, is a proprietary file format, typically used on Windows-based computers. An MP3 audio file, short for Moving Picture Experts Group Audio Layer 3, is an open standard file format, typically used by many types of devices. A Daisy audio file, short for Digital Accessible Information System, is a technical standard based from a combination of the MP3 audio file format and the extensible markup language. A Daisy audio file is designed to be a comprehensive audio replacement for print material. A Daisy audio format is specifically created for use by people with print disabilities, including blindness, impaired vision, and dyslexia. How do I get the audio files on a phone or other device? After you have created an audio file from a document, you can connect your device to your computer using a USB data cable. Then you can copy and paste your audio file directly to your phone or other device's music or audio folder. Be sure to safely remove your device before disconnecting the USB data cable. Before you can create an audiobook or audio file, you may need to install an MP3 Encoder software package on your workstation. What is an encoder exactly and why would you want it? The first time you create an MP3 audio file or a Daisy reader file, Kurzweil may need to download and install software on your computer. The software Kurzweil may need to download and install enables your computer to create MP3 audio files and Daisy reader files. This MP3 audio file creation software is commonly called an MP3 encoder. When you attempt to create an MP3 audio file, you may receive the following dialog prompt. This system does not appear to have an MP3 encoder installed. Activation of this feature requires that Kurzweil 3000 access the web. Selecting the Yes button to continue allows Kurzweil to download and install the required software to create MP3 audio files. After the installation of the MP3 encoder software is complete, you will need to completely close and relaunch Kurzweil before you can create an MP3 audio file. You will receive a prompt that reads, "Your system has been modified. Please exit and relaunch K3000 to use this feature." To create an audio file from a document, first click it and select the File drop-down menu, located at the top of the main application window. From the File drop-down menu, locate and select the Audio Files menu option. Selecting the Audio Files menu option will produce a pop-out menu containing two menu options. Select the first Audio Files pop-out menu option, Create Audio File. This action will produce a Create Audio File dialog window. To the top left of the Create Audio File dialog window is the Create Audio File From section. This section of the dialog window contains three radio buttons. The first radio button under the Create Audio File From section of the Create Audio File dialog window is the Entire Document radio button. This default radio button instructs Kurzweil to create an audiobook or audio file using the entire contents of the document. The second radio button under the Create Audio File From section of the Create Audio File dialog window is the Page Range radio button. This radio button instructs Kurzweil to create an audiobook or audio file using a user-specified page range of the document. When we select the Page Range radio button, two input fields to the right of the Page Range radio buttons become available. Now the Starting Page Input field and the Ending Page Input fields are available for the population of user-specified page range values. The third radio button under the Create Audio File From section of the Create Audio File dialog window is the Selected Text radio button. This radio button instructs Kurzweil to create an audiobook or audio file using a selection of text from the document. To use this feature, you must first select the text you would like to include in the audiobook or audio file using your mouse cursor prior to starting the Create Audio File creation process. This option uses text selected with the mouse cursor and does not include text highlights applied to a document. For example, this option will not create an audiobook from all text marked in a yellow highlighter. To produce an audiobook or audio file from text highlighted using the highlighter tools on the reading toolbar, first extract the highlighted text using the Extract Notes and Highlights feature, available under the Extract menu option, located on the File drop-down menu. Second, proceed creating an audiobook or audio file using the output produced from the document highlight extraction process. Below the three radio buttons under the Create Audio File From section of the Create Audio File dialog window is a checkbox for enabling the inclusion of text marked as secondary text from a document. Secondary text is text in an image document that is typically marked as secondary text during a manual process performed by an educator. The educator may choose to mark some text on a page as secondary, so that it will not be automatically read to the student. The next section on the Create Audio File dialog window is the Current Language Reading Voice Selection Settings. The first option under the Reading Voice section of the Create Audio File dialog window is a Speaker drop-down selection list. From this list you may select your desired speaker voice to use while creating an audio file from a document. To the right of the Reading Voice selection list is a Speed Input field. In this field you can manually populate the words per minute the selected reading voice will read at during the process of creating an audio file from a document. To the upper right of the Create Audio File dialog window is the Output File section of the Create Audio File dialog window. The first options available under the Output File section of the Create Audio File dialog window are the File Format Radio Button Selection Options. This series of radio buttons allows you to select between creating an MP3 audio file, waveform audio file, or a DAISY reader file. The next option available under the Output File section of the Create Audio File dialog window is the Quality drop-down selection list. Using the Quality drop-down selection list, you can choose between 3 audio quality settings of Good, Better, or Best. By adjusting the quality setting, you can reduce to total file size of an audio recording file, while losing some audio quality. To the right of the Quality drop-down selection list is the File Paths button. During the audio file creation process, Kurzweil writes temporary files to a pending audio file folder. Once the audio file creation process is complete, the new audio file is moved to a completed audio file folder. When we select the File Paths button, we are prompted with an Audio File Paths dialog window. On this window are 2 file path configuration buttons. The first button is the Pending Audio File Path button. The second button is the Completed Audio File Path button. You can select either of these 2 buttons, and you will be prompted with a folder selection dialog window, from which you can navigate to and select an alternate file path location. Please be aware, changing either of these 2 settings will modify the settings for all Kurzweil users on the workstation. If you do select an alternate file path location for either of these 2 settings, ensure that other users on your workstation have full write access to the new location. This completed audio file folder is where you will locate your new audiobook or audio files once the creation process is finished. When Kurzweil is installed, 2 desktop shortcuts are created to the Pending Audio File folder and the Completed Audio File folder. Once you have created an audio file, locate and double-click on the Completed Audio File folder on your desktop to access your new audio file. From here you can use Windows File Explorer to copy and paste, or drag and drop the audio files onto a portable audio player for later playback. The next option under the Output File section of the Create Audio File dialog window is the File Name input field. This field will be automatically populated with a destination file name based on the current document's file name. You can manually change the file name value by clicking and typing in the File Name input field. The last 2 options under the Output File section of the Create Audio File dialog window are the Add to iTunes and Add to Windows Media Player checkbox options. These checkboxes instruct Kurzweil to create and launch either iTunes or Windows Media Player containing a playlist with the new audio file. If iTunes or Windows Media Player software installations are not detected on your workstation, either of these 2 options may be grayed out. In this demonstration, we now will create an audio file containing vocabulary words and their definitions from an example psychology textbook. In this example, all of the terms we would like to turn into an audiobook or audio file are not contained on the same page. First, we will highlight the vocabulary terms and their definitions on both pages using 2 different color highlighter tools located on the reading toolbar. Second, we will extract our document's highlights using the Extract Notes and Highlights feature on the Extract menu located on the File drop-down menu. Third, we will create an audiobook or audio file from our vocabulary highlight extract. We start this process by first highlighting the text we would like to include in our audiobook or audio file. First we select the key terms using the yellow highlighter. Then we select the key term's definition or supporting statement using a different color highlighter. In this demonstration we highlight the key terms definition using a green highlighter. The list of key terms spans 2 pages in this example textbook. Now we navigate to the next page in our document and continue the process of highlighting key terms and the key terms definition using the highlighter tools. Once this process is complete, we can extract our highlighted text using the Extract Notes and Highlights feature. Now we extract the highlighted text from our document, creating a list of vocabulary terms to study. We perform the extraction process by selecting the Extract Notes and Highlights menu option on the Extract pop-out menu, located under the File drop-down menu. A new document window will be opened containing the vocabulary key terms from Chapter 1 of the Example Psychology textbook. We now save this new document to our local computer's hard drive by selecting the Save option, located on the File drop-down menu. You will be prompted with a Save as File dialog window. We give the new document containing the vocabulary key terms a file name reflective of its contents. For example, psychology_chapter_1_key_terms.kes. Now, we can create our audiobook or audio file using the Create Audio File menu option on the Audio Files pop-out menu, located on the File drop-down menu. We will be prompted with a Create Audio File dialog window, where we can configure various audio file creation options. In this example, we create an MP3 audio file of the entire document's contents, using the speaker voice, reading at 180 words per minute, at a quality setting of best, saving the file with a file name of Psychology Chapter 1 keyterms.mp3. Now, we can access our new file by locating and double-clicking on the Completed Audio shortcut on the desktop. In this folder, we locate the Psychology Chapter 1 keyterms.mp3 audio file we have just created containing our vocabulary terms. We now connect a phone using a USB data cable to the computer. Once this device has been detected by Windows and is available to use, we copy and paste the audio file containing our vocabulary key terms into the Music folder located on the phone. In this example, we can see the recently connected phone device displayed with a name of 5017B under the computer icon in the Windows File Explorer window. Now that the phone has been detected by Windows, we can copy our audio file containing our vocabulary study terms to our phone's music folder. We perform this copy and paste action by first right-clicking on the new audio file's name in the folder list, and then selecting the Copy menu option displayed on the right-click menu. Second, we locate and right-click on the Music folder located on the phone. From the right-click menu displayed, we select the Paste menu option. This action will copy our example audio file to the phone. We can now see the audio file containing our example vocabulary key terms, located in the Music folder on the phone. Now you can disconnect the phone and use headphones, earbuds, or a Bluetooth earpiece to study the vocabulary key terms and their definitions wherever we go. Objectives Review. In this video we examined how to create an audiobook from a document using Kurzweil. Thank you for watching this video.